running out. Take a potion.
This is the place which was depicted on the mural in the Cave of Knowledge. In fact, Vinbar visibly went...
Our enemies! Your magic is running out! child. You need healing. Protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies. Be careful! Your armor is falling apart. May the shadow engulf our enemies. Your magic is running out. Take a potion.
Finally, we've made it to high ground. Now, let's find this trail to the sanctuary. It can't be far from here. Bloodied feathers.
May the Enlightened preserve us. They are enormous.
Looks like Vinbar must have begun his transformation. He will soon become a guardian of the mountain. More of these giant feathers. We're on the right trail. Over there, more feathers. I need a bit of practice. More of these giant feathers. We're on the right trail. found the entrance to the sanctuary. I hope he'll agree to help us enter the heart of the mountain. All that remains is to find a way to get in. This must be the entrance to Vinbar's sanctuary. But it's obstructed. He knows how to protect his home. A stone altar. It resembles the one that protects the passage to Mev's sanctuary. This must be where I need to place the seed. And here is another altar. Are 2 seeds necessary to open the passage? How can we learn which plant seed is required?
Vinbar was distant. He spoke little. Only one person shared both his love and his secrets.
You're right. We need to find this Sarah. The seed that I have is not enough. I need to find Sarah. She might be able to help. Let's return to the village. Sarah doesn't seem to have returned to her village.
If she came by here after having... So even if they know where she's gone, they...
My child, we have a more urgent task at hand. Your cousin is still reported missing, and must be...
Yes, that's true. We must find Constantine. The High King can...
May the enlightened protect me in the
This is the camp that Constantine's escort must have established.
It looks more like a battlefield. I hope that Onegad and your cousin survived the fight.
Search the zone. Let's see if we can find any clues as to what's happened here. This area has been trampled. An entire stampede passed by here. Our soldiers must have fled the zone and taken this path followed by their assailants. This is a sacred place of a native cult. No doubt this is where Katasak and Constantine were going.
It isn't really a place of a cult, but rather a place of anchoring. A place where Donegada perform a ritual to become Sinol Menawi. These places are charged with great energy. Perhaps Katasak wanted to use it to bring relief to your cousin.
Perhaps. There are bodies, and without a doubt there was fighting here. Search the place. Let's see what we are able to find. More tracks. Footprints. They must have fled this way. More signs of an explosion. I can't believe that our soldiers could be carrying so many explosive potions. These poor soldiers were torn to pieces. Animals again, or something else. New footprints. It looks as if a group met up with them and took this path. There was more fighting over here. There are not only the corpses of our own men, but where could these other soldiers have come from? More signs of explosions. But what were they doing with all these explosives on? Footprints. Only a handful made it up to here. The path stops on this overhang, and despite signs of a skirmish, I can't see any sign of Constantine or Catus.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! Take a potion!
These vials look familiar. Catasach used the very same to stock his potions. He must have come here. I'm going to pick them up. I recognize this sack. It's my cousin's. Oh, Constantine, what have you gotten yourself into again? And these rocks were broken, as if they had taken cannon fire. What could have happened here? I don't recognize these men. Still more unknown soldiers. Could they have been responsible for the attack? This one is carrying a letter. Let's see. According to this note, these men came from a nearby camp, an old outpost of the Alliance taken over by the Coin Guard. They could well have decided to finish what they'd planned in New Serene. Very well, let's sum things up. Constantine and Catasach definitely came through here to perform some sort of an attack, obviously involving wild animals. And
You cannot suspect my people are behind this attack. You have strayed far from the path.
unless he himself was behind it. He is a powerful Donegad.
How could you even think something like that? He is a healer. He brought comfort to your cousin.
Perhaps he only did it to gain our trust. With Constantine captive, he now has leverage to apply to the colonists and force them to accept his conditions. But in all truth, I have no idea what to think. But regardless of who is guilty, I must find my cousin. We could return to Wen Xavier to learn more. Perhaps Catasach returned there. Or maybe his Voglendai could tell us where to find him. We are also going to have to visit the outpost. Their soldiers were involved in the combat, or at least the end of it. They must have some stories for us.
That trail seems a better one to follow. Catasach is a good man, but the soldiers...
That's true. But I do not see how they could have made these animals obey. However, one way or another, Constantine is in danger. Let us be on our way without further delay.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. Shadow engulf our enemies.
Colonials?
Disarday. I am legate.
A legate? Here? Pardon my dismay, but we don't get many here. I am Captain Idris, of the Coin Guard. I am the ranking officer. What can I do for you, sir?
I'm looking for Constantine d'Orsay, the island governor of the Congregation of Merchants.
A governor? Here? Whatever would he be doing in this rattle?
My cousin was part of an expedition in this region. His men and his camp were attacked. They nearly all died, but we found no trace of his body, which has us hoping that he may still wounded and holding up somewhere, or even captured.
Have you cast your suspicions in our direction? We've had neither reinforcements nor supplies for weeks. In my book, we've been totally... I wouldn't risk the few lives remaining to attack a governor's camp. I'm not crazy. I'm truly sorry for your cousin, Excellency, but we haven't seen him. The region is dangerous. The natives are heartless. You should be looking in their direction.
You do know that we found the bodies of several men from the garrison.
How could you be sure?
One of them was carrying a note, signed by your hand.
And they are dead. I had hoped they'd have survived.
Explain yourself, Captain. What were your men doing on the clifftop?
They were monitoring the zone. They were to warn us of any... We have lost too many men to surprise attacks. We decided to take initiative and be ready. Yesterday, we heard screams and saw some strange lights up there. But I was hoping...
And you didn't go and see for yourself? You hear screams, certainly those of your own men, and you don't do anything.
So the last of my men give up their lives for nothing. You can think of me as a coward if you like. But me, I'm taking no more unnecessary risks.
Why do I have the feeling that you're holding something back from me? I can see how difficult your present situation has become. I'm certain you haven't been paid either. I cannot solve all of your problems. But what would you say if I took care of that?
A little gold would certainly improve the morale of my men. One of the men I posted there returned.
A survivor? Excellent. Did he tell you what happened?
He wasn't able to say a word. He collapsed unconscious. Our nurse sits with him, but there is little hope that he will come back to himself. His wounds are extremely serious. He's just refusing to die.
I'm sorry to hear that, Captain. Perhaps we could do something for him.
Go and see the nurse. Perhaps you can do something to help the poor. I can't take it anymore. To lose another man. Anything else?
Concerning the young man that survived.
Did you see the nurse?
Not yet.
Really? I thought that your cousin's life... This boy will not survive long if someone... Anything else?
I need to be going.
What are you doing there? This is an
I know. I've come to see the wounded soldier. The captain told me you might need my help.
That is very kind of him.
What are you saying? Is the soldier...
No, he still lives. But I've been asking the captain for weeks to escort me on a mission to replenish my stock. I no longer have a single remedy. And now that we have a wounded patient, I can only wipe water...
Do you know what type of remedy would allow him to survive?
Yes, at least I think so. It's a known potion that he...
I see. Give me the recipe.
Thank you. Because of you... Were you able... Give it to me. I'll take care of it. There. We must wait and be patient now.
Will he make it?
I hope...
And if he survives, when could we speak to him?
Come back tomorrow at the same time. We'll know more...
Very well. I'll come back tomorrow.
See you soon. And thank...
Hello, soldier.
Better. A lot better.
I simply prepared the potion that she told me how to make. Could you tell me what happened during the attack?
I will try. They're not really memories I'm fond to bring. We were posted up on the peak to follow rebel movement. It had been a couple of days when we heard sounds of fighting not far from our position. Men were screaming. In our own language. Soldiers of the Coin Guard and an islander were trying to protect a young man. He seemed dire ill.
Constantine Katasak and his escort. Who were they fighting against?
Dozens of wild animals. They seemed completely enraged and intent on devouring them.
Flames? Where were they coming from?
I don't know. My friends and other soldiers fell. I didn't see everything. All was blood and confusion with beasts and fire. But I thought I saw another islander. Big. There was practically no one left on the battlefield. I was wounded. I came to when I heard voices of islanders approaching. I thought to myself, they're coming to finish off the wounded. I got up with difficulty and fled. I dragged myself here. And you know them.
I'm going to have to go and find...
You shouldn't do that. They killed all of my friends.
That's enough. Rest now.
Yes, it's best I leave now. I'll have a word with your captain. Goodbye.
Excellency, I was told that you saved my soldier. Thank you. You can't...
Please. I did nothing more than follow the...
Did you learn what you needed to learn?
Yes. I was able to question your man, and he told me he and his company heard sounds of the attack, and they went to investigate. My cousin's escort were already nearly annihilated by animals that jumped out from all sides. A strange sorcerer controlled them. It was he that took...
One of those rebel savages, no doubt. I knew that they'd be behind all of it. They must have learned that an important man was in the region and thought he would make the perfect hostage. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I know where the camp can be found, and if my cousin is there, I will free him.
Like you freed the scholars. You're a good man, Excellency.
I need to be going.
I would very much like to do the same. Safe journey, Your Excellency.
Hello.
Renaigse, there you are again.
To speak to you about my cousin. A soldier from the nearby outpost survived and told us that you were present on the battle.
You dare come here and accuse us? Let me throw him out, this Renaigse and his ilk. May they receive this punishment for their...
I know that you see us as your enemies, but we are not here to harm you. I only seek to find the man I consider to be my brother, as well as the man who is protecting him. Katisach, one of your greatest Donegada.
No Donea Exregal would attack Katasach.
If you didn't attack him, you must know what happened to them. I was told that an islander took my cousin away. Perhaps...
We do not have your cousin, and we do not know what happened to him. As for Katasach, and the Vorst Tire, that night, we heard the sounds of a terrible combat. We went to see, but we arrived too late. The last breath of Katasach had returned to the wind when we arrived there, and many of the Renaigse were dead. We carried the body of the Donegad and brought it here.
He gave his life to protect Constantine. May he this request might surprise you, but we would like...
Why? What do you want to do with him, Renaigse?
Examine him to understand what killed him. We would...
No Donea Exregal would attack Katasach. You have been lied to, or they were mistaken.
That is the very reason I need to see his body.
You may see him. But if you desecrate his body...
Katisach. Seeing the state of his body, I hate myself for having suspected him. Forgive me, Donegad, to have doubted your loyalty and even more for what we are about to do. Now then, let's see what story this corpse has to tell. Afra would know how to get information from this body. I'll need to go and find her. Afra would know how to get information from this body. I'll need to go and find her. Here is the body of Katasach.
Of course. This won't be the first time I've examined. We note a great number of large, blunt force contusions. None of the wounds could be attributed to a blade or a spear, nor are there any. Practically every bone has been broken in multiple places. The rib cage was torn open and then collapsed. The open wound reveals multiple perforations of the vital organ. Here, the borders of the wounds have been singed. The flesh is blackened, exposed to a flame, no doubt. And we also note several patches of mineral residue. They seem oddly out of place in spite of the exotic I would be hard-pressed to tell you which of the wounds proved to be the fatal blow, but one thing is certain.
He was smashed violently by a giant rock that was without a doubt on...
Yes. These wounds are similar to those given by a heated cannon shot.
The dead soldiers we found had identical wounds. As crazy as this may sound, whoever is responsible for this attack is capable...
In any other circumstance, your conclusion would qualify you for an asylum. But I stand on the side of the improbable. The native...
I can't imagine an Adaig behaving like this. That they might attack careless hunters or warriors, true, but to attack... The power to call volcano fires could only be that of a guardian. No simple man...
We still don't really know who is actually behind this attack, nor what they want, judging by the severity of these wounds.
All your experiments. You've learned so little. You've learned to...
We had to at least try. Are you not even concerned or angered by what happened to Katasach?
We've grown accustomed to the loss of lives, your relentless attacks and incessant treacheries. All the same, there is truth in your words. This attack is out of place. Guardian and Donegad would never attack one another. There is a ritual that might help us. Anatalas Fair.
The Anatalis Fair. What is it? Tell me more.
It is a magical rite that only a person with a powerful bond to both spirits and nature can perform. It allows the Donegad who chants it to relive the last moments of an Onol Manawi.
That would allow us to at least see the face of his assassin.
If what I have heard is true, yes. To my knowledge, only one Donegad still living knows the ritual.
Let's ask her for her help, then. She might be able to tell us what has become of Constantine.
You are quick to ask another to put her mind in danger for your own concerns. Imagine the pain of the wounds of another, shaking your body as the cold of death crushes your beating heart. This is what you must ask of the Tiernahach. It is the price she must pay for performing the ritual. When her companion was lost in battle, fighting against your own, she wanted to live that death beside her. Since that day, our Tiernahach Kadachtas has never breathed air with the same breath.
That would explain her distrust of the colonials.
You must make her see your purpose. It may be the only way you are going to learn the fate of your cousin.
Hello, Mev.
Renoixe. What?
I've come to ask you for help.
My help. You still seek the remedy for the sickness on your island? Or are you looking for something else?
My cousin has been taken, and I've been told that you could help me.
Truly? And in what way?
By performing the Anatalis fair on the body of Katasach, the Donegad.
Katasach is dead. Under Voshtire. This is a great tragedy. He was a good man. Perhaps the best of us all. How did this happen?
He went with my cousin to a sacred site when they were attacked. My cousin has disappeared, taken, according to a witness. And Katasach suffered terrible wounds. We examined him, and it seemed as if he had been struck by molten rock.
Fire of the earth. Only the Nadaig Manemen have the power to wield it. But none of our own would have attacked Katasach.
This is why we need your help. We want to understand and to find who's responsible.
And you will avenge the dead as you have avenged my wound in the past. Very well, Renoixe. I will help you. And I also wish to gain understanding. Our island wails in suffering. Many Sinol Menawi have died. The Anatalas fair may kill me, but at least I will know. You will need to act as my Voglendaig, and bring to me the necessary ingredients while I prepare.
What do you require?
A potion. And listen and remember, or write in your language what I shall tell you. Do not forget, the viscera of the scavengers must be taken from a place near the battlefield, because they contain the flesh of those who fell. As for the personal object of Katasach, find his weapon, because it knew his fury and his despair.
He didn't have a weapon when I found his body. I'll search the battlefield.
Where can I find him?
In Doren's camp. She recovered him after the battle.
Very well. Not far from there is a sacred circle. You'll find me there when you have united all that I need. Then we can perform the ritual when the moon is high.
In that case, let's go together to the ritual site. The place of the attack is not far from Doren's camp.
Very well. I'll follow you.